Something that I've always really enjoyed doing, which might be particular to me, and I'll explain why in a moment, but I love looking at high-level fighters and seeing what they're doing for their pad work. What style of pad work are they implementing? We've seen so many different people do so many different styles, right? You get guys like Buakaw who just kick the pads, kick the pads, kick the pads. Guys like Floyd who are floating around with their head but just pitter-pattering with their hands. So much diversity. And I probably wanted to figure out what were the different pad options because I only knew really one thing, one style, and that was what my coach long ago showed me. But then I branched out, went on my own, and went, I need to explore other options. So let's jump into Ilia Topuria's pad work, see what he's up to, because this guy is one of the best in the world. So he's starting off with countering the right hook with sort of that Russian style block, and then coming back with a good combo. This is something that you see Canelo do very frequently in his training. They'll rep one combo over and over and over. Right now, getting that uppercut to the left hook, nice distance on that left body hook. I like this style of pad work. I think it's good for developing those combos off somebody else's attack. You learn how to counter. Very important stuff. This guy has crisp boxing, definitely does. And this is one of the things that I noted. We'll take a pause right here. One of the things that I noted when I was scouting for Topuria pad work is so much of it is boxing. And I don't think we're even gonna see him throw a kick today. Now, of course, he will in his pad work, but very often focused on the hands. And I think we see that when he fights. Does he throw kicks when he fights? Not really, not that I can think of anything above hip level, but that's probably because he has the great wrestling from what I've heard, and obviously the boxing is looking quite sharp. Let's jump into this next clip here. Now, not working power so much, more technique, rolling under some shots. I did note one thing, like when his pad holders throw at him, they kind of move the hands around him so he doesn't really have to do full slips. And here we go into the next clip. Good fast hands. I like the power, I like the speed. There's a nice exit. And of course, the footwork is something I'm always interested in too. How dynamic are they making it? In the sense, do they treat their pad holder like an opponent? And I feel like very often when people do pad work, they don't treat the pad holder as if they're an opponent. It's more just hitting and hitting and hitting, not getting the defense, not respecting the fact that the guy might throw back. So it's just fascinating to me. We can learn so much. And I like already how much diversity we're seeing in Topuria's pad work. It's not the same thing over and over. Here we go, next one. Again, sort of that pitter patter occasionally, but then throwing some harder shots. He really likes that left body hook, finishing most combos with it. And when you have a pad holder or a group of pad holders who know that about you, and they'll all work, okay, we're gonna put that left body hook and that left body hook, and that's great. It's consistency between your different trainers. Moving on. Well, now he's doing some pitter-patter Mayweather flow stuff. I feel like I should do a video for you guys on this because I do know how to do it. It's interesting to break down. Just pop, pop, pop. A lot of times the pad holder looks like they're doing more than the puncher, but let's touch on very quickly why this type of training is important. So a lot of people look at it when they see Floyd or maybe Topuria and they're like, man, you're not extending your punches, you're not hitting hard, what is the point? It's all reactionary. Is that touch, 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 getting the small movements in between, just going hyper fast, because that's so much faster than you would throw combos when you're actually trying to damage somebody. But I do think it has a place. Moving forward here, moving to the outside. So just simple, react to which hand comes out, come back with the set combo. That's great. I love that one. Right? You get that reaction, you get that quick counter back. So it's just more so muscle memory. Great training. Like I said, so much diversity from Topuria. It's really fun to see. It's not the same thing over and over and over. Let's move on to our second last clip here. Looks like this is a UFC event, most likely. And this one's open workout. Nice long shots. He's really good on his right arm at extending and maximizing range. Really nice to see. It looks like technically he's very sound. And obviously Max Holloway before was talking about how he's the best boxer in MMA, and then Topuria defeated him in that realm. So I think we can say this dude is very dangerous. If it was all, let's say MMA, you have all UFC fighters competing in just boxing, at least at the right weight class for him, he'd give them all big problems. Last clip. Just working the counter off the touch. Look at that long cross. So it's touch, 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 and then bang. So he's doing different power. Different power is so important. Very often we don't do that, right? It's hit, 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 power, 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 or real speed. But combining the two, another fantastic way to up the skills of your pad work. So what I see from Topuria, what I really like, is so much diversity. And maybe that's one of the reasons, the diversity within all his pad work, that has helped him become such a great fighter. What do you think? Do you think it's better to have one style of pad work, or to be very broad, a lot of range? Let me know in the comments below, guys. Thanks for joining. I'll see you back here soon. There are only a handful of strikers in the world who have 2 glory belts. There are even fewer who can add to that belts from China and 2 Bellator belts. All of this makes me the perfect instructor to help you improve your striking skills. Both my offense and defense training systems are available for a limited time for $99. The regular price for this is normally $299, which means you're going to be saving over $200. And understand that I'm going to be able to teach you things that only a 6-time pro world champion knows. This is the best way to be fully equipped for your fighting in 2025. Join my offense and defense course and take those striking skills to the next level. It is championship level stuff that you can't get anywhere else.